right, let's hit the field.
It is Sunday, April 20th, and the Yankees were finishing off a 4-game set with the Tampa Bay Rays. Max Fried on the mound and making a bid for history. My recap, your reactions, coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Happy Easter. Truly one of the great pitching performances of the season today by Mr. Max Fried. How about a round of applause for that guy? He was cruising early, and then you look up in the 5th inning, and it's like, oh, he's got a no-hitter going. And the buzz begins to build with every out. I've called a few no-hitters on this channel. We had Corey Kluber. We had Domingo Germán's perfect game. And so I was thinking, I was readying it. I was learning from those things, and I'm like, all right, let's get it going. Then there was an error by Goldschmidt at one point, and then the scorer changed it to a hit in the 8th inning while the Yankees were in a commercial break, so it confused the crowd, and it was before the Rays had gotten a clean hit, so it was kind of controversial. You're going to hear that talked about a lot more on Sportcasts in the next few days. Fried seemed a little deflated, gave up a line drive single right away from that, but ended up delivering a fantastic game, 102 pitches, took a 3-0 lead into the 8th inning. Boone got ejected today. Hey.
Hasta la vista, baby.
He was arguing a home run that should have been called, that was called foul by Aaron Judge. It wasn't called foul by Aaron Judge, but it should have been a home run by Aaron Judge. And I'll tell you what, Lee Harvey Oswaldo is going to have to start hitting his spots, or he's going to take out a cameraman. Another wild throw that almost killed the mayor's kid. 2 days in a row that he has airmailed one. Good thing for the Nets. Good day on both sides of the ball for Trent Grisham today. He continues to play his tail off. Bellinger went deep again. And the Yankees will head to Cleveland having taken 3 out of 4. Before we get to the recap, a couple of quick things. I want to give a shout out, a happy birthday, to my all-time favorite player, Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, 64 years old. He retired 30 years ago. He retired after the 95 season. That was such a fun time to be 12 years old and a Yankees fan like I was. They had this great stretch down, the great pennant race stretch over the last couple of months. I believe they went like 20-7. David Cohn was pitching his ass off. Andy Pettit was pitching his ass off. Don Mattingly was playing great. He incorporated a leg kick and was kind of just throwing caution to the wind with his back. Hit a big home run in the playoffs. He had Ruben Sierra going nuts. Just a great, great time to be a Yankees fan. And then, of course, the following year, the dynasty began. But wanted to give a shout out to my all-time favorite player, number 23. And final thought before we get to the recap, we are currently at 66,600 subscribers, which feels weird to be at 66.6 on Easter Sunday. So help us out. Help us to get a little bit less of a mark of the beastie number on Easter here, and smash the ever-loving hell out of that subscribe button. Follow us on podcast platforms too. Let's get to it.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
Samantha says 30 years ago. Man, I'm old. I know. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was such a huge Donnie Baseball fan. So, leadoff home run today by Trent Grisham.
See ya. A home run for Grisham.
I don't know how you explain this guy. Just continues to mash the baseball, looking very comfortable. And that trade is quickly becoming the Trent Grisham trade. For a second, it looked like it might be the Mike King trade, but now it's becoming the Trent Grisham trade for sure. Great double play turned by the Yankees in the first inning. Ball took a wicked hop on Volpe. He had a good day on defense. He adjusted, got it to Jazz, who threw an absolute scud missile to first base. And it was picked by Goldschmidt,
More of that,
who also had a solid day other than the error. And Volpe also hit a double in his first at-bat. High fastball again. This time he was looking for it. Obviously, multi-hit game, 2 for 4, headed in the right direction, hopefully, but you like to see the extra base hits. That's 5 doubles for Volpe. If he's going to take that approach, you want him to get results. Dominguez got called out on 2 pitches that were way inside off the plate. Umpiring continues to be an abomination this year. An abomination. These umpires are brutal. Can we please get automated strikes and balls? I get that the ABC or ABS system is kind of the flavor of the month because it was fun. You get the whole fun head tapping. You don't even need that. You don't even need that. Every pitch is tracked through the zone by AI that doesn't make mistakes, by radar or whatever the hell technology is they use. They know exactly where pitches are. Just have it light up on the screen. Every park has a scoreboard in which, it displays balls and strikes. Just have it pop up on this screen or whatever. And if it is called a strike, maybe have it play a sound, strike, ball, whatever, just so people know. But you don't need umpires at this point behind the plate. I'm sorry. Beautiful leadoff double by Oswaldo in the third inning, a rocket. Judge broke his bat on a seeing eye single. Second time he's broken his bat in this series. Can we get this man some better lumber? He is Captain America, for crying out loud.
America, Jack.
Get him some American-made lumber. Cabrera scored on a fielder's choice by Bellinger. Great hustle to beat out a double play. And even though he's off to a slow start, hustle and defense has been huge, and he hit a home run today. First belly bomb since the second game of the year. Cody Bellinger. It looked farther than the StatCast said. It was 110 off the bat, and StatCast has it as 386. It looked like it was about 420, 430 to me. But who am I to question the radar? Like I just said, it's never wrong. Dominguez smoked one off the right field wall. He got thrown out at second base. I don't blame the hustle. It was honestly a great play by the right fielder, and we've seen a lot of great throws in this series. And he was credited with a double because he was initially called safe. He slid in, but his momentum was so much, like he was going in so fast that when he hit the bag, he kind of bounced off, and that's when he was tagged and he was ruled out. So there was no challenge necessary, but if they did challenge, he would have gotten called out and it would have been a single. So double for Dominguez, who was 1 for 4, and honestly, he just hit the ball too hard. He was 110.2 off the bat. An amazing play by Jazz Chisholm to preserve the no-hitter in the bottom of the seventh. Blooper to center field. He used his speed. He used his athleticism, ran it down, made a tumbling catch. And at that point, I'm thinking he's going to get it. He's going to get that no-hitter because it seems like every time there is a no-hitter, there is some kind of outstanding play. Old school fans will remember Doc Gooden's no-hitter, where Gerald Williams was in center field and A-Rod hit one to center field. This is before he was even called A-Rod, I think. He hit one to center field, and Williams, rest in peace, really took off and made kind of an over-the-shoulder catch, and Gooden ended up finishing off the no-hitter. He went into the eighth. They had that weird thing where they changed the error to a hit, so that took away the no-hitter. He did give up a clean single, but a fantastic, fantastic job by Max Fried. 7 2/3 shutout innings. Problem was, it was 3-0 Yankees headed into the ninth inning, and you're thinking, oh, God, Devin Williams, is he going to blow another one? But then Wells took that decision out of replacement manager Rob Thompson's, no, who was it? Brad Ausmus's hand. What year is it? Home run for Austin Wells. Mustache ride.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. What's the mustache ride?
Richard sees his belly showed out for 420 with the leaf. That's funny. He does kind of look perpetually stoned. 710 says that should have been a home run for Judge. It was an awful call. D's channel wants the belt go to the ump for thinking he's the main character of his own story. And MD says that homer was fair. Should have been, but it was not. But there was no question about Wells' home run. So that made it 4-0. You head into the ninth inning, the bottom of the ninth. Fernando Cruz puts the first couple of guys on base, and I'm sitting here. So I was a little bit superstitious. I told you guys, I'm not superstitious. I'm a little stitious. I took my fun hat off. I was wearing the fun hat, and I was getting ready to go live, and I was like, wait a second, I should have learned my lesson yesterday. So I took off the fun hat, and I watched the final outs without the fun hat on. I usually put it on so I don't forget, because occasionally I will forget. So from now on, I can't put it on until the game is actually over. That is my new rule. However, big 6-4-3 double play. Volpe to Chisholm to Goldschmidt, and in accordance with the prophecy, told you guys the Yankees were going to take 3 out of 4. That is exactly what they did.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
YouTube commenter says, the scorekeeper said, and this is an actual quote, I saw this, he said, I made a decision. Hey, it is what it is. Look, people get to do their job, and you know, there's a certain amount of tradition that comes with, you know, a no-hitter in progress. You don't want to award a questionable play as a hit, but you also have to consider, you know, the realism there. He would have probably beaten that out, even if it was fielded. So I'm not going to kill the guy over that. I think they waited too long. I think they should have done what Michael Kay said, which was wait till an actual hit was awarded, because then nobody questions the error. People say, well, that probably could have been an error, whatever, could have been a hit, whatever. He might have beat it out, but nobody remembers that. People remember the no-hitter. So you also want a little bit of integrity. You know, you want to make sure the calls are right, and I think it's the correct call, but I think they should have waited. I agree with Michael Kay. I don't think there's much decision on the belt today, Mr. Max Fried. Max effort. So the Yankees in first place here on April Sunday. As we close it out, they are 14-8. They lead the Blue Jays by 1.5 games, and they will head to Cleveland. We'll talk about Cleveland in just a minute. Cleveland's 12-9. But you got to figure, I mean, you should have swept this series. I really feel like the Yankees should have won all 4 games. They led 4-0 in the 9th inning in Game 3, and that one's going to bug me. If the Yankees lose this division by 1 game or miss the playoffs by 1 game, that's going to be one that we look back on. I guarantee you. It's going to stick in my craw all season long. But great start from Max Fried. Let's go ahead and talk about him a little bit, because he just keeps getting better and better. He is now 4-0 on the season. 102 pitches today. Fastball was very strong. He dialed it up to 98, and then he would follow it up with something slow, like a big roundhouse curveball that would be 74, 75. That's what makes him so tough. He changes speeds. He mixes the ball in and out. He cuts the ball in on the hands. He'll fade it away. He'll drop in the backdoor curveball. He'll throw the down and in curveball to get swings and misses. His stuff is incredible. He fielded his position really well today. Slow roller, he went and got it, made a great throw. He picked off a guy. That is what you love, a complete package as a pitcher. Hell of a job from Max Fried. Only 3 whiffs. I was surprised to see that. He was changing speeds. He was getting soft contact, but his ERA on the season now down to 1.42. All right, so looking back on this series, I mentioned we really should have swept. It was not quite the launching pad that we thought it would be based on what was happening going in. I mean, when the Angels were in town, they were hitting everything out of the ballpark, everything. But I think we got hurt in the first couple of games by the wind blowing in. The pitching in this series, aside from Max Fried, could have been better. Warren didn't get out of the second inning. Carrasco stunk yesterday. And then Devin Williams obviously had the meltdown. Those questions are going to persist as we head to Cleveland, and for as long as it needs to persist until he puts together a string of, 10, 12 appearances in a row without screwing up. That you got to earn that kind of credit. Ben Rice missed the game today. He got banged up. Obviously, took the fastball off the elbow yesterday. Aaron Judge continues to be a hit machine. I don't have his average in front of me, but I can tell you he's hitting about 390 on the season through 22 games. Let me just pull up his numbers real quick. Yeah, he's hitting 390 on the dot with a 1.202 OPS. And then obviously Max Fried, we talked about him today. And Trent Grisham, my man just keeps hitting. And he played exceptional on defense, as he always does. I had a boss one time that used to talk about Andrelton Simmons, who I talked about with Terrence on Friday night about the comparison to Volpe and how he was an all-defense guy. He was somebody that was worth watching just to play defense, just to make the routine plays. And he said to me one time, he's the only guy I would pay to watch defense. Trent Grisham is worth your money to watch defense. I mean, the way he gets to baseballs, he's smooth, and just how relaxed he seems. He waits till the last second to put his hand up to catch the baseball too, which I like. It's I don't know. It just seems so, I don't know, easy. TK out there in California says, the Judge homer was terrible. That was a dinger. 100% agree, TK. And if he comes up with 72 home runs this year, or 73 and one short of history, we're going to remember that one too. All right, so we got Cleveland coming up. Emmanuel Clase has saved 3 straight, but 5.79 ERA on the season. Got off to a tough start. Yankees got to him a lot in the postseason. Obviously, Judge hit that home run. You had Giancarlo going deep. Giancarlo will obviously miss this series. You know, Ramirez didn't really tear the cover off the ball in that series, but he's somebody who always scares me. He can really hit, and he is raking right now. Kyle Manzardo, one of their young left-handed hitters, has a ton of pop. He had 5 home runs when I was researching this before the game. I don't know how many he has now. I don't know if he hit one today. Gavin Williams, Tanner Bybee, and Luis Ortiz will be the 3 pitchers that we will face. None of them off to great starts. All of them hittable. Gavin Williams has a 4.58 ERA. Tanner Bybee, 5.85, and Luis Ortiz, 5.48. But you also have to take into consideration that these guys are going to come back down to their, normal expected ERAs at some point. So, if you believe in they're due to pitch a little bit better. And then Stephen Kwan. He's one of the more fun players to watch in baseball. Pesky left-handed hitter. Off to a great start, not only hitting for average, but hitting for power. So this is going to be a really, really good series to watch. Wednesday, just a heads up, I have some stuff in the morning, and I'm not 100% certain that I'm going to get to tune into the game on time. So we might be a little bit delayed with the post game. So just a heads up on that. And then, we'll get after it whenever I'm able to. All right, so one more thing here that I wanted to share. People have been asking me for the last several weeks about my merch and all that stuff. I had to take my merch store down for a while because we had a bunch of stuff on there that was Juan Soto and Nestor Cortez. We had some Luke Voigt stuff on there. But we've relaunched the store. I think I've purged it of most of that stuff. NYYDesigns.shop will get you there. We added one new design today. This is a Dreamweaver tee. We've also got it in hoodie fashion. And I'm going to start putting out more stuff like this over the coming weeks. We're going to give kind of just a refresh. We're going to do some Cody Bellinger stuff. I'm working on a Ben Rice design right now. So that's NYYDesigns.shop to get your Yankees merch. And again, I will take custom requests if you want certain players, if you want certain designs, phrases. Drop them in the comments, and we will work on that. I can, build that stuff out fairly quickly, and I want you guys to be happy with it. So share it with your friends, great Father's Day gifts, things like that. Quick word from our sponsor today, Harry's, and then back with some voicemails and your comments. Be back in just a second. In sports, the difference between winning and losing is often razor thin, and it's great to have an edge. And that's what you get with Harry's Razors, the sponsor for today's episode. You might notice my beard is gone. I did that because I wanted to test out this razor that they sent me. I don't like to pitch things unless I try them myself. And I gotta say, I am very impressed with Harry's Razors. It comes with 5 blades. These are German engineered. They are extremely, extremely sharp. I shaved 2 days ago and my face still feels very smooth. I got the trial set. I really enjoy the weighted handle. It gives me like a nice feeling of control over the razor. I don't have to worry about cutting myself. Their trial set is $13, but using our exclusive link and code, you can get it for just $3. Go to harrys.com/stripe and you can get this trial set for $3 instead of $13. harrys.com/stripe. Have you guys seen what the score is in this Cincinnati-Baltimore game? I was looking at the scores while we were having the ad played. Holy mackerel. The Reds lead 24-2. 24-2. Charlie Morton gave up 7 runs. Poteet, former Yankee, gave up 5. Mateo gave up 5. That must be Jorge Mateo. Gary Sanchez pitched. There is not a single ERA on the Orioles staff, right now on that pitch today with an ERA under 10.89. Wow. So they are down 24-2. That, my friends, is what you call a good old-fashioned passionate ass whooping. The Brewers up 14-1. Good day for offense in Major League Baseball. Guardians beat the Pirates. Braves swept the Twins. White Sox picked up the win over the Red Sox. And the Mariners beat the Blue Jays. Marlins beat the Phillies. On any given day, anybody can beat anybody. I mean, that's proof of it right there. Mets continue to win 15-7. They beat the Cardinals. Let's see what Soto did today. I'm just curious. I like to check in on him. Looks like he went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. It looks like he has a double, too. So his number's rounding into form, 821 OPS. And then we've got the Padres and Astros tonight, and the Royals beat the Tigers. So that's where we're at. YouTube commenter says he thinks that Williams will be fine. These finesse closers struggle at times. Stephanie McAllister loves her Volpe merch. Appreciate it. Once again, NYYDesigns.shop. Kevin Beery says his razors came today. Shout out to Harry's, and he says, well worth it. Cody Poteet on Baltimore. Yeah, he was somebody that the Yankees traded. He was good last year with the Yankees, I thought. He got traded for Cody Bellinger and then got DFA'd by the Cubs in spring training and ended up with the Orioles. I was hoping the Yankees would pick him up. Paris Grove says Orioles scored on a safety. Beat down. Clevenger left the game for the Dodgers. The Dodgers have had some injuries lately, so, nothing is a sure thing in baseball. To me, I think the Padres are the toughest team in baseball right now. What is their record? I'm going to find out real quick what their record is because I watched a couple of their games. They're 15-6. They're filthy. They didn't lose at home for a long time. All right, so a few voicemails here.
Hey, Derek, this is Joe. I just got to say, Max Fried is like a gift from God.
He's great.
Where the hell would they be without this guy? And give credit to Cashman for picking this guy up. I wonder if they knew Cole had a chance to be out. And this guy's the ace. Now we just need the number 2. And I don't think the number 2 is on the roster as of yet. You figure out that number 2. Then you figure out the 3-4 in the postseason when it comes to Clark Schmidt, Steele, if he comes back, and Rodon. I think if you get that number 2, you have a great chance to get back into the World Series. Thanks.
So, yeah, Max Fried has been tremendous. 4-0 now, ERA of 1.42. We got a quote here from Aaron Boone. This is courtesy of Brian Hoke. He says, look, we're not going to beat Simpson to the bag there, so I get it. Reality is it was a hit. Word to Aaron Boone for keeping it real. That's what we call keeping it real. So, no Easter meltdown today. Goldie, Knox.
Hey, Derek, how are you? Favorite call from the Catskills. Happy Easter, by the way.
Thank you, you too.
So, oh my God, what a brutal loss yesterday. Devin Williams, it wasn't all his fault. I'm looking at the replay. Judge Chisholm's catch. Wow, that was incredible.
Wow, what a catch.
So we're in the 8th. Will Max Fried get the no-hitter? Will they allow
nope.
him to pitch?
Womp womp.
Booney just got thrown out. I'm looking at that replay. That was a home run. Judge's home run. Oh, my God.
100%.
So, yeah. Anyway, what a game. 3-0. We got to win this game here. We
did. I love those calls in the middle of the game where they're recapping like all the stuff that we've just been watching. It's like, yeah, give us your takes on stuff. Give us your takes on like the home run and things like that, the umpires and, stuff that maybe still a little bit relevant to talk about after the game. But, yeah, Max Fried, fantastic job.
Hey, I called in several months ago, and when they originally signed Williams, and I'm not calling to say I was right, because I don't want to be right, but I said that I don't think we should just say that he should be the closer. I think Weaver has shown that he can be one of the best pitchers in the league. I was just looking
100%.
at Weaver's stats. I don't want to go too long. But I was looking at Weaver's stats. Right now he's on 11 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 0.00 ERA, at only 2 hits. Like, what could Williams do that's giving you more than what Weaver's giving you right now?
Yeah, I mean, Weaver has been phenomenal. I think they like deploying him in high leverage situations that aren't the ninth inning, but he can also give you 2 innings at the end of the ball game. I think their preference is obviously to get Williams back to where he can be, but I don't know. I look at his interview yesterday. I look at his body language, and I think he's miserable. I don't think he wants to be here. I just don't, and I think it's showing in his pitching.
Hey, Derek, this is Sean from Syracuse calling. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I just wanted to address the person that called the other day, or like yesterday, basically saying, hey, I'm tired of these Yankee reclamation projects in the bullpen like Ryan Yarborough. But I want to remind that person, hey, for tonight's victory against the Rays, remember that guy Fernando Cruz? Remember that guy Luke Weaver? All these Yankee reclamation projects. Hey, even in recent years, remember that guy Lucas Licky? Remember that guy Clay Holmes before he became Cardiac Clay? And remember that guy Wandy Peralta? Hey, I think the Yankee reclamation projects are going quite well, and they've actually shown.
Yeah, it goes on for a bit, but yes, I agree that most of the time their reclamation projects go well. Occasionally, though, it appears, like J.D. Davis, like you can tell right away that it's not going to work. Pablo Reyes, sometimes it's just not a good fit, and sometimes it doesn't last long. Like Luke Voit, he was great for a couple years, but faded. The league figured him out. So anyway, happy Easter to everybody out there. Yankees win. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Again, we are trying to get to 66.7, so we don't have to be sitting at such a devilish number here on Easter. And we got 666 in the chat. I'm just going to call it a day, man. Hey, while I've got you here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Pinstripe Territory is the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We are home to the #1 most watched MLB postgame show on YouTube since 2021. We're here after every Yankees game and for reactions to all the best news and rumors during the offseason. Be a part of the show by calling into the voicemail 718-899-1068. Try to keep it clean for me. And if you ever miss us on YouTube, be sure and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars. It'll help other people find the show. Thanks for watching. See ya.